All right. This is Wednesday, November 18th. Quick update for Jodi Junction. As you can see, there's probably not a lot been done since the last time I was on Jodi Junction. I've stolen most of the narrow gauge track, the N-scale track from here, and I've used it inside. So before I go much farther, I'll need to get me some more track. I have started on the mountains. There's the pink foam back there is part of the mountain. It's kind of hard to see, it's so dark. That's a tunnel portal right there for the main loop that comes around here. And then I've also started rough shaping the foam here for the mountains along the foreground, the front set of mountains. There'll be another set of mountains that comes back over here. So this is done. It's rough shaped. As you can see, it looks kind of clean. I didn't do any rough shapes, jaggeds, or any crazy landforms or anything. I will do that with Sculpt-A-Mold. I had it nice and neat, get a rough shape of what I want, and then any irregularities, mountain forms, rocks, rock faces, I'll do that with Sculpt-A-Mold. So that's pretty much that. Trains still run around on the main loop, and on the narrow gauge loop I can still run trains around and play around like that. But that's really it for the update here. So that's it for Jodi Junction. So what we'll do now is we'll move inside and take a look at Waterman Junction. Okay, so now we're in the house with the Waterman Junction switching layout. And before I get too far, I want to thank Andy from Denby Junction North for giving me the idea of using a mirror in my tunnel portal here. I went out and bought an acrylic mirror at my local Walmart, and just a little plastic thing, small thing, and it worked out really nice. I cut into the back of the structure and placed the mirror in. And because this main track here does a slight curve, I also put the mirror at a slight angle, so it shows it coming in straight. So let me try moving this camera and see what I can do about showing you how it looks. Okay, well, sorry about any shakiness or anything like that, but that's about what it looks like with the mirror in there. It looks pretty good. Looks kind of cool. And I may still end up doing a little bit of work on the inside, giving a little bit more texture and stuff and showing it. But right now it looks pretty good. As soon as I laid some ballast down and everything else, it'll get rid of that bottom edge. But it looks good. So again, thanks, Andy. I appreciate it very much. And if you're not subscribed to Andy at Denby Junction North, you should. He's got some really good stuff. Okay, so let's go look at the rest of the layout. Okay, on to the rest of the layout. Feeder wires have been installed on all the tracks. In fact, I went overboard. I think I have something like 16 sets of feeder wires on this, making sure everything is properly connected. I don't want to rely on the joint between the switch here. Don't want to rely on that little joint making good contact. So I have a feeder wire here, here, all over the layout. Like I said, 16 of them. Then I also came along and added this little pieces that I use to protect the switch operation here, the turnout operation. So when I start to ballast and everything, it forms a little dam around this, so when I start ballasting and dropping glue, I'm not going to get anything inside here. Part of this also is for the stand for my little turnout indicators, the switch throws. I'll be mounting those later, much later in the build of the layout, but I have those completed. And I still need to weather them, but I got all those done. I added a little bit of, I did it brown paint on this. Normally I paint it with a Rust-Oleum spray paint, but since I'm in the house I can't use the Rust-Oleum. That will just end my love life with my wife. So I used an acrylic. I think it was a burnt sienna, and then I came over it with an airbrush, just lightly giving it a little bit of rust. I don't remember what color it is, but it's just some kind of a reddish orange color that I use for playing around with rust. But it's very light. I will do a lot more of that after I start ballasting everything. I'm not sure when I'm going to start ballasting, because really what I want to do is I want to get the layout for all of the buildings, what's going to go where, what the footprint is going to look like, and then have it marked out so then I don't, put too much ballast in that area and then make it hard for myself to lay the building in, put the building in. So that's really the update on the layout itself. One of the other things that I did is, all of you may know that I made this one kit boxcar, and it turned out pretty nice. It just didn't seem to be the right size. It seemed to be kind of smallish. Even I know it's narrow gauge, and narrow gauge had smallish cars and stuff. But when I sit next to people, my HO scale people and HO scale engines, the narrow gauge engine and stuff, this guy just seemed a little small. So I took some time and scratch built this. Now again, it is total scratch build. I used plans that I drew up, basically modified from that, and came up with this. I'm still not done with it. It still needs the extra little roof panels coming off the side here, but I've got all of the grab bars, stops, the door, trucks, coupling, everything else in there. I still need to put the brake wheel, but built that. It just took a few days. I went real slow. It's a box, so there was nothing complicated about it. The only thing that I wasn't too sure about was what I was going to use for roof material, and what I ended up using was some heavy cardstock that my wife has that she uses for crafting and scrapbooking and stuff. And I just gave it a spray of aluminum or automotive gray primer, and then put the rust color wash over it, and that's it. So then I have to paint it, add, like I said, the rest of the details to it, and then I'll have another boxcar to the fleet. Looks pretty good. I like it. It was a lot of fun building it. I need to get a lot more little parts for the next boxcar. But that's it. Staying busy with it, not rushing things, taking my time, having fun. Like I say, the next thing will be is figuring out what I'm going to do for buildings in here, where I'm going to place them. And I think what I'll do first is probably the buildings that go along the back. I think I'll work on those because they're not going to be very big. They're more of a face thing, and I have 2 inches between here and here, so it'll be something to look at. What I want to do, if I want to do a brick or stone buildings, probably brick buildings, 2 separate industries here and here, and we'll see. But that's it. So far, so good. Happy with everything. I hope you guys are doing okay. For those that watched and stayed watching for this thing, thank you very much. I'm not doing this for subscribers, just having fun with it. It's more of a video log for myself of where I am and what I've been doing. But there we go. All right, thanks again, everybody. Craziness is still out there, so everybody be safe. Take care of yourselves. I guess wear the mask when you're supposed to and take it off when you don't have to, when you don't have to wear it. All right. Thanks again, everybody. You take care. Bye.